Hey, welcome to another episode of Behind the Bar podcast, brought to you by the coaches and clients of RT Fitness Durham, Sunderland, and of course the Barbell Club, where we take you from complete beginner to photo shoot ready. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the audio podcast, or if you're watching it on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, please, so we can keep pushing these out. So today's episode, we have Coach Josh back in action. He's fresh off the 12-week shred. So Josh wanted to go through this process because obviously he takes his clients through this process as well. He sees what they have to go through, so he wanted a better understanding of it. Josh hasn't been want to be super lean or anything like that. He's more sports oriented, so for his rugby and his American football. So it was a big challenge for him to undertake. He does talk about how big he was in the past as well. And he talks obviously all about his experience of doing our 12-week shred through the Barbell program. And I mean, he's done absolutely amazing. He's 36 pounds down, which is an average of 3 pounds a week in 12 weeks, which is absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, he gives it all about his experience, no holding back. And yeah, it's a good one. It was nice to see one of the coaches actually go through it themselves and take upon it so that he can implement it to the clients as well. If you would like to join any of our programs, the link button is down below. We are now taking on 15 people at each unit for our summer transformation. So please click the link and we'll get you started on April the 11th. So enjoy the show and remember to subscribe.
Right then, Josh, here again. Obviously, Josh, coach here nearly a year now. Yeah. You were on episode 3 and 5 or something like that, I think, 3 and 8. Something around those. Episode 30 now. Buzzing. I'm going to just dive straight into it. Obviously, Josh is fresh off the shred 2 days ago. Yeah. So we want to get everything about that. So what's the biggest you've ever been?
The biggest I've ever been was 265 pounds.
Right. Okay.
At 5'5", which is quite large, fairly large. Yeah.
When was that?
So that was November 2020.
Right. That's short.
That's short. Yeah. That's short
Right.
time ago. Aye. So that was just after I got engaged, and then obviously needed to get
so
in
as soon
shape.
as she said yes.
Yeah. So I just thought, best not be like.
Yeah.
19 stone for my wedding. And
wowza.
Dropped a lot. I mean, and then even last year, February last year, I was 230.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so that's a canny drop even since then. Really.
Probably height-wise, it is, not for someone 6'4".
No.
No. Yeah.
But I did get down to 14 and a half in that year. So from November 2020 to 21. So that's down to 205 from 265, so 60 pounds.
Right.
Yeah, and then ballooned up after the wedding. Back to 230.
So she said yes again.
Yeah. Balloon, because that was a bit of a weird period of time for me.
Right, okay.
Yeah, obviously relaxed after the wedding.
Yeah.
And then my dad died and I couldn't be asked cooking anything, so I just ordered pizzas and put on a load of timber.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, what... I didn't know all that, but yes, But that's quite the ballooning up and down then, really, isn't it? Were you training then?
So, I was training... So, I trained, HIIT style. For the year. Okay. Obviously, I've got a long history of training.
Yeah.
And then I had a good chunk off.
Right.
When I went into my old job.
Yeah.
I did a year staying in the gym, and then it just fell off because we moved house, commute was longer, all your normal excuses, you know what I mean? So it fell off. So I didn't train for about 4 years, and did HIIT training for about a year, and then went back in the gym, really, last January.
Right.
Yeah.
So last January you went properly into the gym. Because this was going to be one of my questions was what you training up until becoming a coach?
Yeah. So, I mean, to be fair,
Because you've done mixed sports, everything.
Like, I'd still played sport all the way through, so I didn't do nothing.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was still playing rugby, I was still playing like American football and stuff like that.
And the bigger the better for that.
Yeah, hence, like, yeah, genuinely, like, mass moves mass and all that.
Yeah.
And the positions I play, like, play prop forward in rugby, and like I played linebacker in American football, and at the end of the day, genuinely, the bigger you are, the better, because you can stop more and you can hit more and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, but I think when I was at my heaviest, I justified it by the fact that I could play 80 minutes of rugby.
Right, okay.
And that was my benchmark.
So you were a fit fat lad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fit fat lad. Aye, fit for a fat lad.
That's mad, because like, so was this, it's because obviously talking to Nikki as well,
Yeah.
where she was playing rugby and she thought sort of the same. Did that sort of, I'm going off topic here, but I'm going to go jump into it. Did that justify then in your head a little bit, like gaining the weight, or did it not bother you?
It didn't bother us. Like,
Right.
it wasn't so much I was trying to get bigger, not after I'd left university.
Yeah.
Like, I tried to get bigger when I was like 18.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, if you want to talk ballooning, from 18 to 19, I put on 65 pounds.
Right.
Some of it good, some
Yeah.
of it bad. But, like, I went from, 67 kilos to 97 kilos as a
Wowza.
player. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was intentional. And then sort of hovered around when I was in university. Obviously stopped training, kept eating, hence the weight went higher. But, yeah, it was just a case I didn't really weigh myself when I left university to actually when I got engaged.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know really how heavy I was in between.
Right.
Just because it didn't bother us.
Yeah.
Like, I was happy enough that I could play
Yeah.
80
yeah,
minutes.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
like, that was my benchmark, and I could play and I wasn't out of breath or anything like that.
Sweet.
So it was, that was me justification in my head.
It's probably how a lot of them think, isn't it? And not realising,
Like
they probably are doing some
probably
long-term
was,
damage.
definitely, aye.
I mean, that's mad, yeah.
Yeah.
That went down a little track. I didn't realise I was going down. But so what's your training like? So what's your training now looking like since becoming a coach?
Since become coach, so I essentially follow the Barbell program.
Right.
Yeah, so I follow that and just do my session in between my coaching sessions, because it's easy. I'm here.
You've got the hour gap.
I've got the hour gap. It just fits in nicely.
And everything's set up.
And everything's set up. It's all, piece of piss. And then, like, Saturdays I play rugby.
Yeah.
Well, or potentially. I don't know if we're going to have a team this year, but...
Okay.
Like,
Fucking hell.
yeah. So potentially play rugby. But,
Right.
And, like, on a Wednesday, I'll usually go out and do some form of running.
Right.
So whether that's, like, a 10K or whether it's, like, sprint training or something. But because we're off, like, I'm up anywhere. Just do, like, an hour of some form of cardio.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Has that been, would you say that's been, like, say, sort of from starting here, let's say, so has that been all the way through?
Pretty much,
Has it?
yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, like, pretty much. It's just
So it tends to be the
do.
5 training days a week?
Basically, yeah. 5 training days.
Right.
If you, so 4 lifting.
4
lifting, 1 or 2 cardio sessions, yeah.
Right. So it's not that big
No,
of
no.
a
Like,
demand, is it?
no, I mean, it's pretty good recovery-wise.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so not too bad.
So how long does the Wednesday normally take you?
About an hour.
An
About an
hour.
hour.
Keep it all to the hour, yeah.
So, like, when I've been doing the shred and stuff, I might go do my sprint training for half an hour or so.
Yeah.
An hour, and then walk the rest to get me steps in.
Right, yeah.
Aye.
Which we'll cover.
Yeah, to get me steps in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 10K will take us about an hour, just plodding. Like, yeah, so usually just an hour session, 5 days a week.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mint. That, I mean, so, oh shit, I didn't press start on that. 2 seconds. This won't get cut. I'm just checking the time on there, and then I can sort of guess it. 12 minutes. Yeah, 12 minutes. Right. Hey, where's Luke? So that's pretty good, that, to be fair. And you've got the muscle mass to obviously support that. Like, do you feel as though you've gained muscle throughout that period then?
Since probably, I've probably gained a little bit since like from February last year to now. Probably a little bit, but not crazy amounts.
Yeah, because you've always had that mass.
And to be fair, I was dieting the first half of last year.
Right.
And then was sort of maintaining the back half. And I've already got this size.
Right.
Like, I don't know, like I'm quite close to what I imagine the biggest I could be muscular-wise is.
In the time frame, what you're willing to train.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because I think that's the most important bit. Because if if you did train 2 hours a day or something like that, you probably could gain mass.
Could put more volume in and stuff like that. But then it's just how much can you recover as well. But
which could end up just breaking down to 5 hours of training because you're having to recover more.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a whole podcast in itself, that one, Josh.
Yeah.
100%. So why did you want to do the shred?
So the main reason was sort of as an empathetic, compassionate as a coach.
Yeah.
So I think for us coaching people through the shred, it makes sense to have done it yourself.
Yeah.
Just purely for that reason, you know,
for the
understanding and like to appreciate what people are going through.
Yeah.
Which I've definitely got an appreciation for.
But you've smiled all the way through.
I tried my best. Like, so, and also a bit of a challenge to myself.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone wants to get lean enough to see yabs in some sort of manner.
Yeah.
Which managed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so yeah, it was a bit, but the main reason was really just to understand it as a coach, to coach people through it.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
Because at the end of the day, say if you did, I don't know, say if you want to take a one-to-one through that same process, at least you now have, I mean, you've got all the knowledge of the people who you've coached in any way through it over the last year.
Yeah.
And now you've physically done it yourself.
But also for the rest of the barbell people that might want to do
forward.
it. And yeah, exactly. So like you can go, at week 8, I felt like this.
Yeah.
This is how you're probably, like, you know what I mean? And you've got a deeper understanding.
Yeah. So what happened at week 8?
What happened at week 8? So week 8 was probably the point where I was like, this is hard.
Right.
Like,
because you pinpointed week 8 there, so it's
the last 4 weeks I really noticed it was hard.
Yeah.
And you know that's where I've got the biggest appreciation for everyone else who's doing it.
Right.
Because I found it hard, and it's my job.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like necessarily my job, but it's like being in that heavier deficit. Like, I already get my steps. I don't need to worry about going out at midnight to go get
Kieran.
Like Kieran. Like, I don't need to do that. I don't, like, everybody in here is already sort of understands in a way, and like they appreciate that what you're doing because it's such a community thing.
Yeah.
Like, so like clients understand that if you're a bit off, like, give you a bit leeway. Whereas if you're, if I was doing the shred and then going to a job and got kids and got, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On top.
A normal job, yeah.
A normal job. You ain't getting no leeway at a normal job. And then you've got to find your time to do your steps. So, like, I've got massive appreciation for everyone who's done it.
Yeah.
Like, because I've found it hard. And like I say, it fits my lifestyle.
It does.
In a way.
But I think probably the underappreciation, say, from the opposite end looking in towards a coach, at the end of the day, you have to be here morning, you have to be here night. Like, yes, you do have that gap in the middle, but you're getting up stupidly early. Do you know what I mean? So, and you've got to fit your training in to those hours. And yes, it might look from the outside you do have more free time than people, but you've still got to do that process. It's like at the end of the day, you were pedalling here before work.
Aye.
And that's at what time were you passing?
Setting off quarter to 5.
Quarter to 5 you were setting off? No, 5:15.
5:15.
Yes,
quarter to 5 I was getting up for setting off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You were pedaling 5:15 in the morning, and that's in January.
Aye.
From January the 1st till now.
I've quite enjoyed my cycling. To be fair, I'm going to keep it up. To be fair,
Scary.
I've enjoyed it. Nah, them big log trucks are fine.
I'm glad you had a light, and I'm glad you had your
reflective jacket and my helmet on.
You
it was
did.
all very safe.
It was, because most people wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I see people on the paths in that time
Yeah.
not having them. So I had massive respect for you in that way, because I seen how minus it was in my car driving past you.
I mean, we got quite lucky in the sense, I don't think in the entire time it really rained.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get, like, soaked. Apart from, I think one day I got soaked.
Right.
So I was quite lucky in that sense. Like, didn't have to come in and be
Yes, you
absolutely
did, didn't you?
drenched.
And that was
wet.
when you were halfway here or something. and
Yeah,
you
like,
thought you
it
would
was
turn
fine,
around.
and then it was like, I got halfway here and it just looked, heavens opened, and then you come in and you're drenched, and you're like, well, this is fun, isn't it?
And
Like,
did you have to coach fully drenched?
yeah. Change your clothes.
Change it. I thought you would have had some here. So what's your training been like for the shred?
Essentially just the same, really. It's like I say, following the barbell, doing the same session that I'm coaching in the morning anyway, fitting that in the hour, and like I say, doing me bit run up, like, or just a walk. And then the only other thing I've added in...
With the bike ride is being added in, hasn't it?
Yeah, so the bike ride's been added in since January, and getting, like, I'm always up early on a Sunday.
Right.
So I was just going out and walking on a Sunday.
Okay.
So, like, I'd usually have 15,000 steps done by, like, 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
So the extras compared to normal Josh's training to now has been sort of, is it 3 miles each way on the bike?
3 miles each way on the bike.
So that's 6 miles over
4
4 days.
times a day. Yeah, four days a week even. Yeah.
So 24 mile,
Aye.
plus the longer
Plus
walk on the Sunday.
Walk on a Sunday, aye.
So that's only
the
been
only
the extra
difference.
cardio.
Yeah, that's the only difference in my training, aye.
And the Saturday in here.
And the Saturday in here. But I would have done something on a Saturday anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I tend to do something on a Saturday.
Right.
Whether that's playing or coaching or, you know what I mean?
So it hasn't been too...
No, like I say...
Hasn't been a bit... It's probably... It hasn't been... It's the thing is with your life and coach... Sorry, with your life and training, that's just been in the added on.
Aye.
So if somebody said to come in, let's say fresh out the box, and wanted to do that, they would have to do everything you do, plus that.
That's what I mean. Like, that's what I was saying about the appreciation of the clients that have done that.
Yeah.
Is the sense that it fits my life
Yeah.
to do that. Because realistically, even for the food, like, I didn't change much in the sense of my meals that I was already having.
Right.
Like, all I needed to do to go from my normal maintenance calories to me cut calories was drop me porridge and drop me rice in me afternoon meal. And everything else was the same.
Okay.
Basically. And I mean, it was a big bowl of porridge, don't get us
right.
wrong. Like, to drop 1,500 calories
Right.
between me rice and my afternoon meal and me porridge.
Right.
And like I say, not
That's
changed
it.
much in terms of adding in extra steps or anything, because I already get 20,000 on coaching days anyway.
Right.
Like,
Fucking hell, man.
you know what I mean?
But this is so what did I've done your training? So yeah, your nutrition in that there. I was going to say, what's your nutrition been in calories on the shred? So your nutrition's been pretty much the same. You must eat generally well then.
Yes. So I mean, I tend to eat similar meals. Like, I know it's like so for me and Steph, we tend to make a list of our teas
Right.
that we're going to have for the week and go shopping on a Sunday. And then we make 4 portions because it's only the 2 of us.
Yeah.
And whatever we have for tea, we have for dinner the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just makes it easy. And then on top of that, I have protein shake in the morning with a cereal bar, another protein shake and a cereal bar when I get home.
Right.
My dinner of whatever was left over from the night before.
Yeah.
Half a kilo chicken thighs at 4 o'clock with some veggies.
What?
Half a kilo.
500 grams of chicken thighs.
With bone.
Oh,
and
with
skin.
bones, right,
Yeah,
okay.
with bone and skin. Yeah, with bone and skin.
Right.
All right. And then my tea, whatever we cook for tea. So
Yeah.
I pretty much get my protein in through me 2 protein shakes and me chicken thighs. Like, that'll get us 180 grams already. And then everything else just is about fitting calories.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was your calories like before the shred?
So before I was on 4,000.
Right.
And that was my maintenance.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm big
Active in work as
and
well.
active.
Yeah.
Like, because I carry muscle and I'm active, like 4,000 was my maintenance.
Yeah.
And the only other
For
difference...
the weight which you were at
For
that
the weight
time.
that I was at the
Yeah.
time. Obviously wouldn't be now.
Yeah.
But the only other difference was I'd have a bowl of porridge with peanut butter and raisins and syrup in.
Right.
When I got back from coaching.
Okay.
With my protein shake, yeah. Like.
So what was your calories on the shred?
So it dropped it to 2.5, which was, I mean, it's clearly been a decent deficit given the amount of weight I've lost.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like losing 3 pounds a week consistently for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
We did that for about 9 weeks, wasn't it? And
I think so, yeah.
Then
I suggested it.
Suggested.
I didn't ask you to, but you says let's do it.
And then I dropped essentially a cereal bar out of me morning.
Yeah.
Which dropped us to 2.3. And then obviously the final week, it's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah,
but,
the final week's different, yeah.
Yeah, so I consistently lost on 2.5.
Yeah, so probably average all across that, then probably 2,420-ish?
Yeah, something like that. 2,420.
And how many pounds?
Lost 36 pounds
36
in the
pounds
12
down.
weeks, yeah.
Which is fucking,
Which is
it's £3 a week.
3 pounds a week.
Yeah.
Aye.
Deficit, so that's like a 1,500 deficit, yeah, 2,500.
Yeah.
So the maths isn't quite off. I know the water manipulation bit at the end is
but
going to...
I mean, by the time I come out this week, I'll probably be 183 or something like that.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll probably sit at, so it won't be far off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, 180, 183 or something like that.
And then it'll then hopefully just...
Steady.
Steady, yeah.
That's the
There's
goal.
no point in going back there.
No, not at all.
Not yet.
Not at all. But yeah, so like, I mean, to be fair, for that deficit, it was hard.
Right.
Like, it was hard.
Okay.
Again, even though it fits in, like, the whole just being tired all the time is rough. And like, when you get to like the last few weeks, like, I'm not even sleeping because I'm just tired and getting up in the middle of the night and stuff. I don't know why, but it just is part of...
Probably your body saying, feed me.
Feed me, aye. So like, if I was going to do anything like that again, I don't want to have to lose that much.
In that
short of period of time.
So like, what would you do? Like, I don't know. Let's say if you were going to go for, let's say, that £36 again, then how would you do it rather than doing that?
So you probably, realistically, I mean, it depends how big you are.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Like for me personally, from where I was probably fatter than I thought I was for starters.
Right. Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I was probably fatter than I thought I was anyway. Really.
Right.
Looking back at the pictures from before and
Yeah.
shred and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, thinking back, obviously everyone kids themselves that you're not quite as fat as you think you are. But, like, it probably should have either done 12 weeks at a slightly slower pace.
Right.
And then maintain for 8 weeks and then drop again.
Yeah,
If I was going to do 36.
Right.
So probably do like £2 a week.
Yeah.
Or £1.5 a week or whatever, and then maintain for a bit. Like, get rid of that sort of diet fatigue, and then do it again, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And sort of do it in chunks.
Right.
It would be the more sustainable. Like, well, I think it's going to be sustainable in the sense I'm going to try and stay lean, but like the more easier way to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, without sort of absolutely going balls to the wall, like knackering yourself.
But it's over.
It's over. Yeah.
Are you pleased you did it?
I am.
Yeah.
Pleased I did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a good experience. I mean, like I say, there's been hard parts and there's downsides to it as well.
Yeah.
But it's been a good experience overall. I've learned a lot from the coaching side. I've learned a lot from myself as well.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself?
The biggest thing I've learned about myself? Like, I don't know.
You don't know?
That's hard. What have I learned about me? Like, I've been able to endure and get by that, and like, I mean, don't get us wrong, I'm very proud of myself for what I've done.
Should be,
Yeah, definitely. I don't know.
You don't
I'm
know.
lost
I should
now.
have asked you that one
Yeah,
beforehand, shouldn't I, for thingy?
I'm lost now.
But what, I mean, you've got a massive appreciation for the clients now.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll keep that one to last. That's the big question at the end. Got your results here, it's 36. Oh, actually, now we can do that now. Yeah. So that's going to slide straight into that one.
Okay,
I shouldn't have
cool.
stopped there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what would you, where you have learned some things about yourself. You've learned the appreciation for the clients. Obviously, you've dropped 36 pounds.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone wanting to take on a challenge like this? And I'll add into this question of like, we'll go from like somebody who's just starting out type thing, and like this is going to be quite layered. So somebody who's just starting out and like say somebody who's ready, or what's the in between of like, when do you think they should be ready as well?
So to me, like, I mean, the big thing is just sort of know what you're getting in for, really.
Yeah.
But if you were just starting out, you probably don't want to go for something like this.
Yeah.
As hard as this, as a challenge. Like, if you aren't already tracking your food, if you aren't already training 4 times a week, if you aren't already hitting 10,000 steps a day, like, it's a big jump.
Yeah.
Like,
because the minimum requirement is 15,000 steps.
Because the minimum requirement is 15,000 steps, and you've got to track your food, and you've got to do 5 sessions a week, and you know what I mean? Like, it's a big change, which is a lot to take on from starting from zero. Like, you're better off getting into all those sort of normal good habits and then going, you know what, I'm ready. Like, I already can do that. I'm ready to up it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be my advice if you're like fresh out of the box, just starting. Like,
Don't.
Like, yeah, genuinely, like, don't, like, work on getting good at training and getting, like, building, like, obviously as well, building the muscle will help you sustain the diet anyway.
Yeah.
Like, but just get good at the habits before you go all in. You know what I mean? And just, if you're needing to lose a bit of weight, just do that gently, just do that steadily.
Just
like,
a normal diet.
Just a normal diet, cut 500 calories, like
Pound a week.
pound a week,
Yeah.
and go steady away and get good at doing the things that you need to do. Now, if you are ready, like, understand what it's going to take, because, you, like I say, everyone kind of kids themselves. You're probably fatter than you think you are.
Yeah.
Like,
because on yours, you said you're going to look good at 190, didn't you? Is that was that right?
was what I
conversation?
originally said. Yeah.
And that's from what did we start at again?
215.
215.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, 215.
Yeah.
Aye, and I came in at 178.
Yeah.
And I still feel I should have, like, where I thought I would have come in.
Yeah.
I felt I should have been, like, I wanted to be leaner, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
I felt the same, exactly the same on mine.
Like, I felt like I wanted to be leaner than that when I came out of it.
Yeah.
I was fatter than I thought I was.
Yeah.
And, like, don't get me wrong, I probably... Like,
That wasn't... Yes, I agree with you there.
You big sloppy mess. Like, I probably went... Because I probably thought that I was about 20% body fat and wanted to get down to 10%. Realistically, I was probably more like 24 and got down to like 13 based on my photos.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So I probably lost the right amount of weight, but my starting point was off.
Yeah, that's right.
So get to a good starting point for starters.
That's why we always say £30 maximum.
£30 maximum. Like,
and
then you don't have to fucking lose 36.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Which means you can go slightly more conservative with your diet and not have as much fatigue and all the rest of it that comes with going so aggressive with your deficit.
Yeah. But in your calories, like compared to everybody else was generally on about 2,000, like the lads.
I know.
So you've had quite a nice ride in comparison, but obviously your activity levels are higher, so it's sort of balances, doesn't it?
I suppose was probably 6. Like, I've been able to eat more food, but I don't necessarily think the physiological effects are any different.
As it came out of my mouth, it's like
it's the deficit, not the food. Like, I've been able to eat more food, which is good. Don't get us wrong, like, because I'm active and like carry muscle. But like the physiological effects of
like your percentage of a deficit's probably been the same percentage deficit as well,
Yeah, or like if it's been 1,500 calorie deficit, that's quite aggressive. Like, let's be honest.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's quite aggressive.
Never take that away from me.
so sort of the effects of that. So come in leaner than you think you need to. Like, if you're someone that is ready, come in leaner than you think you need to, and be ready that you're going to be hungry, you're going to be tired, like there's going to be times where you can't be arsed in all aspects of life.
Yeah.
And you've still got to go out and do it. Like, you've still got to go train, you've still got to go get steps in. Like, be ready that you, and understand that, I suppose, would be my advice, really. Right. And then just essentially, it's good, like I say, it's a good challenge to yourself, and it's good to do, but you've got to be in the right headspace to do it.
It's a long challenge.
It's, yeah, 3 months is a long time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you can just sort of you can't white knuckle 3 months.
No.
Like, you can maybe white knuckle 8 weeks.
6 weeks.
6 weeks tops. Mm-hmm. Like, by the time, because like I said, 8 weeks I think is when I found that, like, my initial sort of motivation, like your first 4 weeks you're like, oh, this is easy because you're like driven, you're motivated.
Everyone's get happy, yes, let's do it.
Like, in that middle 4 weeks, you sort of, like, it's dragging. And then, like, sort of the last 4 weeks, you're just like, when's it done?
But then that last week's probably is like, but then it switches.
But then it switches in the last week or two where it's only 2 weeks left. It's only 2 weeks left or whatever, you know what I mean?
And then the water challenge you bits.
The water challenge bits are different.
We'll not get into that, but it is like that. But then I suppose that switches up your mindset. Oh, a new challenge.
Yeah.
In a sense, for that final week.
Yeah. Like I said, it's been really good as a challenge to myself, and like to go through it and all that sort of stuff. I have enjoyed it in that way. Like I say,
so last question: will you ever do it again?
I'd never. So I'll never say never. I would never want to have to lose the same amount again.
Yeah.
So I might do it again, but if I come in from 180 and have to lose 15 pounds, like, that's a much more achievable.
Yeah, like 1.2 a week
goal. Like, I'd never want to have to come in and do 36 pounds in 12 weeks again. Like, now hopefully, I mean, the idea is that I'm not, in the future going into it, I'm going to go out properly and not balloon up. Yeah. Like, so I won't have to. So
what are you capping your weight at?
190.
190.
If I can work between 180 and 190, I think I'll be decent. Like, I'll be lean-ish and, like, have enough food, like, pizzazz, yeah. Pizzazz, and, like, you know, sort of enough food. But basically the goal is to sort of stay between 180 and 190 and build my calories up as much as possible, to the point where I'm eating as much as possible and not putting on weight, and then I can focus on other things like that I've not necessarily been able to focus on. Right. Like even like business stuff and like training and you know, and being a good partner and that sort of stuff, you know. Yeah. Like change my focus to other things outside. Yeah, it's done food. Now. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, it's been meant helping you through the process as well. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Josh. Thank you.